My freshman year here, I bought the Chronicles of Narnia, which any Christian who hasn't read them should seriously consider it. And I was sitting down on Fountain Square because I couldn't wait to get back to my room to read them, So I'm sitting down there and I open up the first one I'm reading away, and this girl walks over and she sits down by me and she says, "What are you reading?" And I said, "The Chronicles of Narnia." And she said, "Oh." So I read on a while, and then she said, "Well, what are they about?" I said, "Oh, well, they're kind of like children's fantasies for adults." And she said, "Oh, they're about sex." And I said, "No, not exactly." As a matter of fact, these are very, very G-rated books, and they're analogies that C.S. Lewis, the author, who's a great author, has drawn with like this lion Aslan, and all these kids and all these talking animals and the lamppost and stuff, and so she said, "Oh, well, do you believe? Are you a Christian?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Oh, then you believe in Jesus?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Oh, well, I guess you would if you like children's literature and fantasy. You would like Jesus too." And that is the first time I think I ever really began to think, now what's the difference? Because I believe in King Arthur, and I really want to do the things that King Arthur would have me to do. What's the difference between King Arthur in my life and Jesus Christ? What's the difference between George Washington and King Arthur and Jesus Christ? You see, we believe in the principles we have taken the principles that this country was founded on and claim them to be our own. And we believe in that, and we'll go fight over it. And yet, at the same time, we believe in what Jesus Christ taught. Now, is it just the same kind of thing? And I began to think, what is so outstanding about Christ that I would pick him over King Arthur or George Washington, either one? And I think one of the most beautiful passages to me in Scripture is the first chapter of John that I tried to read in Greek once. And it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And the same was in the beginning with God. And all things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made." And then it goes on, and John talks about how we have seen Him, and we witness to it. We've seen Him with our eyes. We felt Him with our hands. Jesus Christ, the Creator of the world. And I was thinking about how wonderful it would be to look up into the eyes of the one who saw you before earth began. And how great it would be to see the hands that scooped up the mountains and made the sea and all that, holding little kids and playing with them. And how it would be so great to wrap your arms around a reason to be alive. And George Washington and King Arthur don't measure up to that. When I think about who Jesus Christ was, then what He did isn't less important, isn't more important, but like when, a lot of times we talk about how He was crucified and buried and resurrected, and that's fantastic, that's the whole gospel. But see, a lot of people listen to that, and they say, well, but a lot of people go to war every day and die for things they believed in. Jesus Christ believed in what He believed in, and He went and He died. So do a lot of soldiers. But you see, when you begin to take what Jesus Christ did and add that to what Jesus Christ was, then, do you understand? Then the whole thing makes all the difference. And so one day when I was writing a set for the Jesus House, I just sat down and wrote this song. And I wanted to write a song last night, but I just couldn't get one across, except on the guitar. And that's terrible, so I'm going to do this old one, and hope you can enjoy it. Don't worry about the lyrics here, they're very simple. There are no hidden meanings.